The news summary, good evening. The work to put out the blaze on the landfill that started yesterday continues today. The Seychelles Fire and Rescue Services Agency says that the current restriction will remain if the situation does not improve. To note that some schools are already closed as well as businesses close to the landfill. This morning, SFRSA and its partners covered the landfill with coral fill while VG Construction Company was providing the pump needed to flood the area. Talking to the press, Senior Officer Jones Madeleine admitted that they do not have the proper equipment needed to cope with this kind of work, although he explained it is within their plans with the government to get them in the future. Following the fire on the landfill, several parts of Mahé, mainly east, central and northern region, have been experiencing persistent heavy smoke, which can cause irritation to the eyes and airways. The Ministry of Health is therefore advising members of the public to refrain from going to places where the smoke is lingering in the air, and if needed, to wear face masks over the nose and mouth that will reduce the effect of the smoke in the airways. The ministry is calling on people experiencing breathing difficulties to go to the nearest health center for assistance. President Wilva Ramkalawan will hold a special meeting on Saturday to assess the country's state of preparedness for various incidents that may occur. This was revealed following President Ramkalawan's visit to the landfill late last night, where he spoke to those on site and commended them for their courage and commitment. Mr. Ramkalawan also sent a message of appreciation to all workers and first responders, including various private companies involved in controlling the fire at Providence landfill. In his message, President Ramkalawan also expressed appreciation to the UAE government for the donation of high-powered pumps to the Seychelles Fire and Rescue Services Agency. The Planning Authority and the Ministry of Environment expressed disappointment and concerns at the illegal construction and earth cutting on a private plot of land at Belombe on a mountaintop. The illegal development is on a top hill next to the PUC water catchment and several houses. The Planning Authority and Environment Department is urging members of the public to respect all procedures and policies regarding construction and development in the country.
It was reported to us last weekend that there was a development at Belombe about some earthworks that had been taking place, and our team went up there, issued a stop notice, and it is sad to note that people are still not willing to go through the normal process. We had an application on the site, which was being evaluated by the board. We found out that there was some construction materials on the site as well. And we immediately, as I said, issued a stop notice. But what I'd like to point out at this stage is that under the new law, there are fines for that. And we are working with the AG's office to ensure that we apply to the maximum as it is put under the law. And I'd like to state as well that it is sad that this is being done by a contractor who knows full well about the consequences of doing such a project in an area where there's a catchment for the water at a time when it's a rainy season without any planning permission or environmental consideration. So we will do whatever it takes to make sure that we apply the law, and we will try to contain the situation. But as it is, we are hoping that we don't have heavy rainfall in the immediate, so that we'll try and see how we can, I can't say remedy, but contain the situation.
The ministry responsible for environment, we are disappointed, and at the same time we are concerned about the activities being undertaken on the mentioned parcel, and we were alerted before that the post was on the social media. We were alerted about the ongoing earth cutting that was happening on site, and we've been on site prior so as to start investigation. We are currently jointly with the Planning Authority carrying out further investigation so as to be able to decide on the specific actions that needs to be taken. Once again, we see that people are not respecting the laws, and we are going to take the necessary actions, as mentioned previously, especially with regards to the possible environmental impacts that may occur as a result of these activities.
And the latest regarding the fire incident at Providence, the Ministry of Education would like to inform parents and the general public that as of tomorrow, Thursday, the 29th of September, all schools are to resume a normal mode of operations. However, due to closure of the industrial estate and the Seychelles Maritime Academy and the Seychelles Institute of Technology, they will remain closed until further notice. The government has taken a loan of $13 million from the Eastern and Southern African Trade and Development Bank to pay off the debt of Air Seychelles with Etihad. The payment of this debt will release the guarantee that Air Seychelles had on its 5 Twin Otters. The loan with TDB adds to another loan Air Seychelles recently took to pay off the $27 million that is still owed the bondholders. The Minister of the Finance Minister Nadi Hassan says that the future of Air Seychelles looks promising if the company maintains financial discipline.
When it comes to the future prospect for Air Seychelles, I think if we have learned the lessons of the past in terms of some of the bad decisions taken, in terms of routes taken, the type of aircraft run, the software systems being used, we need to run Air Seychelles in a very prudent manner, very risk adverse, making sure that it has the financial means for it to meet all its financial obligations. So based on the business model that's been proposed by Air Seychelles and the administrators, and when we look at all these projections, we feel that if Air Seychelles stick to the business plan that it has, then it will have the financial means to pay off its future obligations. So it's very important that the discipline is there to ensure Air Seychelles continues to operate in a very prudent manner.
The National Assembly has approved a motion on supplementary estimate of over 472 million rupees to cater for additional government expenses for the remaining of the year. It was the leader of the government business, Bernard Georges, who tabled the motion that was approved by LDS members only. A bill to amend the Seychelles Conservation and Climate Adaptation Trust, SECAT, has received the approval of the National Assembly. The bill was put to the National Assembly last week. However, there were some apprehensions on the way members of the fund's government body were selected. Since then, there have been discussions with the Ministry of Finance and the Office of the Attorney General. At today's sitting of the National Assembly, the leader of the government business, Bernard Georges, presented the amended version of the bill. It received unanimous support from both sides of the National Assembly. And that's it for the news summary. We'll be back at 8 for the Creole News. Bye-bye for now.